Hello and welcome to Spotlight on Souris, brought to you by WCG TV Access Channel 12. Today is May 1st, 2018. My name is Laura Higgs, and today we have with us two fellows from the Souris and Glenwood Agricultural Society agenda to talk to us about the Souris Fair. I'm so excited. Welcome Butch Locke and Joe Goodwill.
Thank you.
Great to have you here today. So can you tell us, let's start out first, when is the fair for Souris going to be held?
On July 7th and 8th.
July 7th and 8th
Saturday
this year.
and Sunday. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, tell me, the fair is just doesn't happen by itself. We've got a committee that looks after that, right?
That's correct.
And you folks are the president and vice president on this committee right now. How many
correct.
people do you have working with you?
We have approximately 8 that help us out. But
Yeah, 8.
But that has to expand when the fair starts.
Right, and then you have a lot of groups that come in and help out
Yeah.
with different events and
Right,
stuff,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
someone needs to be in charge of all the planning and putting everything together, right?
Right.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the history. When did the Souris Fair start?
1884.
1884,
That's
a
correct.
very long time ago.
Yes.
Okay. Now, it has not all the same events it had back then. What kinds of things happened back then that aren't happening now?
Well, I would have to think they'd probably had the horse racing back then, because they're the old racetracks there, like Joe said, and ball teams may be larger. Like now,
Larger?
we just have the softball, or the slow pitch now, so it could be, I'm guessing that.
Great.
There'd be a lot more agricultural. People would bring all sorts of animals for competitions, cattle,
Right.
sheep, even hogs at that time. And there'd be garden produce and flowers, those kinds of things.
To show off at the fair,
Yeah.
to win prizes, etc.
It was a major community event at that
Sure,
time, yes.
sure. A lot of those events have moved on to bigger centers like Brandon and etc., right?
Right.
Right, but we still have Souris Fair. Now, the fairgrounds are owned by
Souris Ag Society.
the Ag Society,
Right.
okay? And they've owned it all this time.
Right.
And you folks are volunteers and you look after the fairgrounds and the fair. And it's evolved quite a bit.
It is.
I know it's changed. Last year, we were talking about the ball diamonds being upgraded.
A minor ball, did most of that. And, and then we have another committee they call the Fair Ball Committee, which is together with the Fair Board and the minor ball. And with the help of everybody, we seem to manage to keep the fairgrounds in decent shape and have a fair every year.
And the buildings have evolved over time. I'm pretty sure that the buildings that are out there are not the original.
Well, the one is, I guess, but
Which
that's
one?
The display building.
It's an
Been
original
there as long as
building?
I've remembered, anyway.
Okay,
And
well, that's pretty good
But the
then.
new barn is
Yeah, for sure in the back and
right. So
new buildings for the ball diamonds, etc.
right, yeah. So that's come up over the years. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about the events that are going to be happening. What's our big attraction?
The big attraction I would think would be the team roping first, and then they have the barrel racing.
Okay.
So,
Now, I'm sorry, I'm not a rodeo person, but team roping. Explain to me what we're roping.
well, it's a team of two guys.
Okay.
And they are 2 men or 2 women, and they go and they rope a steer by the neck,
Okay,
and then the next roper comes up behind and ropes the heels,
okay,
and they drop the animal on the ground, and then they can, in the real world, they go out and treat it in the middle of the pasture if it needs a needle or whatever.
okay.
So they
Yes,
do it as a competition in this, and
right, because it's a skill that's needed.
it's a
and
skill
used.
that's needed, and they're using it for
Sure,
play a game, right?
sure.
So
So, but the competition is the time?
timing, that's
Okay.
correct, yeah.
Okay, so that's the roping. And then you said
Barrel racing,
barrel racing?
and the girls.
I know that's horses. I know that. I have a
Yeah.
friend who barrel races, but I don't know much about the competition. It's
But
a time frame as well?
It's a time frame. There's a figure 8 pattern set up by barrels, 3 in a triangle, and they have a time. They cross the line and have to do the pattern and go back across that line, and have to do the pattern properly. And the fastest time wins, of course. So
Good, good. So what attracts people to come out to the barrel racing?
well, mostly people that like horses and like to see competition.
Okay,
Yeah, brings
so they're
them.
competing. What are the prizes like?
Prizes are mostly cash, so the entries will gauge the amount of prize money, and then plus we've added $500 to the each event to try and attract people for a little bit more money to
Okay.
on the prizes. So.
So the prizes come from their entry fees, of course,
Mhm.
and then you add, the fair board adds another 500 on to help with that.
That's correct.
Good, good.
Yeah.
And you were also saying something about it having points system within an association? Explain to.
Well,
that
yeah,
to
it's in the Manitoba Barrel Racing Association, they get points as the year goes on. So they can, I'm not really that familiar with it, and they would they'd have to, I can point them in the right direction if they want to know, but
Right.
as the year goes on, they add points up for
Oh,
themselves
okay.
as they go to different competitions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it helps them just with the provincial and then
Mhm.
on probably into a.
They'll have year-end awards
Mhm.
for their own association at the
Okay.
end, yeah.
Okay, so that's really good. Our little fair, even though we're a small town fair, it will
Mhm.
add points to their larger association,
Right.
which will help them in their
Yeah.
competitions
That's right.
in the future.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Glad to hear that. So when do these happen, the barrel racing?
Barrel racing starts at 10
Uh-huh.
a.m. in the morning. They can enter from 8 till 9 in the morning the day of, and it runs both Saturday and Sunday. So they can enter either the day, at the time of the day before.
Okay,
And they can enter up till June the 18th if they want to pre-enter, so that they know
no,
their
they have a
entries are-
place,
they have a
okay.
place, yeah.
Okay, so it's probably better to do that than make an entry before June 18th, but they can come that morning of the.
They can come that morning
Yeah.
and enter.
Is it only the one day or is it on both?
Both days, Saturday
Okay.
and Sunday, yeah.
Okay. All right, what's the entry fee?
That, I'm not exactly sure, that they would have to phone us and let us, and I can give them the information.
Okay, who's their contact then?
It would be myself or Jesse at this point.
Okay.
Jesse's number is 729-7513,
Mm-hmm.
and myself's 483-0032.
0032.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can phone you before June 18th and find out more information
That's
about
right.
the entry fees
Right.
for barrel racing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that is the racing that'll happen. You said the roping, when will that happen? What
That
time of
happens at
day?
1 o'clock
At 1, okay.
on both days, Saturday and Sunday.
Mhm.
And, yeah, so but the entries for that, they have to enter on June the 18th only. And it starts at 7 a.m. and they can enter that day. And that's the only time they have to enter for that. The team ropers will know how that works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will.
And the entries are limited.
Yeah.
A limited amount of people that can come
Yes,
and.
they're
right.
holding it down, trying to hold it down to 20 teams, I believe.
Okay. And can they enter both days or just one day or?
No,
do they
if you enter,
the-
you're there both days.
You're there both days
Yeah,
for
you're
sure?
both, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Compete both days.
Good, good. I will have to come out and watch more of that then, won't
Yeah,
I?
that's right.
Okay, so what other events does the fair events cover?
Well, we have the parade, which I guess you mentioned. Darren Yonts is kind of looking after that, and it starts at 10.
Mhm.
He's looking for help and with the parade, of course, and entries.
Mhm.
And his number's 483-0109.
Great.
And he said that
He's taking care of that. That usually happens on the Saturday.
that
right?
happens this Saturday at 10 a.m. Yeah,
At 10 a.m. as well.
yeah.
Now, also they're going to have to look for a new route, I think. This summer, isn't there work being done on the
On the
Crescent?
Crescent.
So
Yes,
they might have to look up a new route. So we're going to have to
Darren-
watch very carefully the town website for that.
Right.
Yeah.
And Darren's working on that, I think, right
Yeah,
now.
they
Yeah.
usually start across the creek. They have started in the bowl, but it's been wet there a few times, so it's worked out fairly well to just start across the creek on the streets over there.
Mhm.
But the route definitely won't include the Crescent this year.
Yes,
but-
yes, absolutely. And there's a lot of places to sit and watch the
Mhm.
parade down there. That's too bad. But next year, the Crescent will be wonderful, and the parade will go through there, and we'll have
Right.
lots of people witnessing
Yeah.
it. Okay, so that starts at 10 o'clock, and we can watch on the town website or call Darren to
Mhm.
find out eventually what the route will be for the parade.
right.
Okay, so what other events do we have going
Yes.
on?
There are prizes for different categories in the parade, too.
Oh, there
The
are.
entries will be
Okay.
judged, and there are prizes, yes.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
And I should mention the team roping too. They're besides the $500 added and the prize money, there's 2 buckles that Profile Paving put up for that event, and the team ropers will know how valuable that is.
Yes,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah, so
For sure.
Yeah.
Good added incentive. So you have antique tractors?
We have an antique tractor pull.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, and it starts, we haven't exactly decided, it was 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
Okay.
And there's 4 classes for the tractor pull, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000, and 10,000 and over.
Okay.
And, but you have to have, the tractors should be 1960 and older.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
antique has to have a certain year attached to it, correct?
So that's what
Okay.
they're trying to do. And
Okay.
then, and the entries for that, again, you can phone one of us and we'll point you in the right direction.
Okay, we'll repeat your phone numbers at the end of our interview then.
Okay. And also in the tractor pull, they're gonna have a human tractor pull.
Okay, what do
which-
you mean?
So they're gonna hook a rope. I'll let you explain this,
Just
George.
have a team of either 4 or 5 people, we haven't confirmed, and just have a small, probably a small older tractor that you'll pull with, similar to a tug of war, only.
Okay.
And you'll just time it, we'll have a set distance, and pull this small tractor 50 feet or something, and the team that can pull it in the quickest time. We're trying to looking for prizes and people to help us out with that, but just something fun. Hopefully the ball teams will send somebody over. We're gonna hold it right beside the Ball Diamonds, so they might send a group over, or any other groups that are in town that wanna send, whether it's businesses or community groups, send a team to do that. One other idea we're working on is a kid's tractor pull with a tricycle or pedal tractor. And a small item to pull behind it, and the same idea, just a short timed distance, and get the kids involved with that too.
And prizes for that as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, we have prizes up.
Good.
for that.
The kids always enjoy those, for sure. What are you going to have for children's entertainment this year?
Well, we have the face painting, and which
Always
we've
a
had
big
for a
hit.
few years, always seems to work out well. And then the sand pit, we have a sand pit there, and they put loonies in it, and treasure hunt for that.
Okay.
And the scavenger hunt, different things around town that they,
Yeah, they ran it last year the first time. They didn't get as many entries as they had hoped for, but they got very good feedback from the businesses. The businesses supported it. And as a part of the scavenger hunt, they went around to the different businesses and answered questions, as you do in any scavenger hunt. And then the businesses put up some Souris bucks, so the prizes was spent back in town. So
Oh, yeah, nice.
hopefully we can just get a little more exposure and get a few more entries. But
Sure.
it went over quite well.
Yeah, good. Good, gets the whole town involved in
That's
your
right.
event on
Yeah,
the
well,
fairgrounds, right?
we're trying to promote anyways.
For sure, for sure. So there should be, usually there's a bar and some entertainment that happens. What's going on in the evenings?
Well, we have the barn bars starting at noon each day, Saturday and Sunday, and Saturday at noon till 1. Darren's gonna provide some entertainment with his music, and then
Okay.
on Sunday, we'll close it down at 6. We should have,
Sure.
we're trying to clean up the fair at Sunday
Sure.
afternoon after 6. So that, it's open, and we need some help with it, of course, and like I said, Joe said minor ball and Darren got it heading it up, so.
Right. Right, there'll always be help needed there.
Yes.
It's always a very
Yeah,
busy
it could be,
place.
volunteers are
Yeah.
needed for that, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Or for any part of the fair, but that's one of the things.
Okay. And you talked about what else? A slow pitch tournament?
Yeah, the slow pitch tournament, yeah, and it'll start, I think I talked to Mark, it's Mark Brickman, and I think it starts between 11:30 and 12, somewhere in there. And the entries he will take the entries, so if anybody wants to enter up on that, they can get a hold of Mark. So,
Last year he turned 1 or 2 teams away, so if people want to get entered, get your names in.
Yeah, hop to it. so-
Yeah, they limit the entries because you've only got so much time,
Oh,
but
exactly, yeah.
yeah,
it's just a
Sure.
one day
It's just the
event.
one day.
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. So,
Okay.
Mark's number is 483-0416, if anybody.
That's Mark Rickman?
Mark Rickman.
For the slow
Yep.
pitch tournament?
Yep.
Good. Good to know. And so is there anything else that we need to cover?
Yeah, the 4-H are having a 4-H show and sale.
Okay. On Monday or
No, on Saturday.
on the Saturday?
Yeah, and I believe it starts at 2, and they show their cattle, and then they have a sale afterwards. And during that time, they're gonna have what they call a cow pie bingo. If I got this right, they draw a square in the ground. That's, so they hope the cow does her business, and then
They have a square pen, and then they
Yeah.
draw off different squares inside it and number them, and then you buy a number.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then-
Very, very different from the pie auction
Yeah, it's very different.
that other events have.
Yeah,
Okay.
different from that.
All right, good to know.
Yeah,
There's also evening, last year, the last few years, there's been a evening meal supplied, roast beef supper usually. We haven't awarded the tender for who's gonna do the supper this year. But it's also hopefully a fundraiser for the canteen washroom project. We're working on upgrading the canteen and the washroom on the side of our existing building, and we're hoping to use the meal as start of a fundraising campaign to get that going.
Good idea. And so that'll be right on the fairgrounds,
Yes, in the main barn at the fairgrounds.
in the main barn.
yeah,
Okay.
the roof, the lean-tos are already there.
Mhm.
Just plan to close them in and use them as that. They were originally designed to keep the horses, but people don't do that anymore, so we kind of
Right,
might as well use the space.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people want to come for just for the evening meal, it'll be 5:30, 6 o'clock, but we're closing it's $10 to get into the fair for the day, but they'll close the gate or stop taking money at 4 o'clock. So if you're just coming for the meal, you'll just pay for the meal.
Okay.
And you can stay for the barn bar after if you care to, but we heard that some people thought they would have to pay to get in and then pay for the meal. But
Yeah, when they're just,
no, if you're just coming for the meal, if it's
Sure.
after 4 o'clock, you just come on up and
sure. Okay,
join us.
well, that's great. That's great. I think we covered everything on our list
All
from
right.
what I see here. Now, remind me, if you want to take part, Darren Yance takes care of the parade, but he is also associated with the ball club and helping with the bar in
That's
the
right.
evening. And his phone number is 483-0109. Also, for general information, they can call you, Butch, or Jesse.
Right.
At Butch, your number is 483-0032, and Jesse is 729-7513.
That's correct.
That's right.
Yeah, and
Thank-
Mark's number is
And Mark Rickman as well
for the ball.
the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
All
you
right.
have that there, 483,
do somewhere, yeah. 483-0416.
0416, for Mark Rickman for the ball. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Spotlight and Souris is brought to you by volunteers of WCG TV. I'd like to thank Sheila Kirkup, who is our producer, Lloyd Barkley, who is the cameraman today. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a great day.